Starting up, my own company is definitely scary. You kind of just don't know where things are going to go, but at the same time, that's kind of the motivating aspect. It's kind of weird. It's like catch-22. It's like you don't know what's going to happen, but that's what keeps your drive going. I used to work in the corporate lifestyle, and I learned pretty quick that your fulfillment isn't there based on work ethic of other people. So for myself, if I worked at a certain level and had an employee or someone working under me or with me that had no drive or passion, and I was affected with that, I couldn't deal with that. And so at that point in my career, I knew I had to kind of move forward and do my own thing. So the reason I have tattoos was because I was kind of sick of seeing really bad tattoos on people. And I wanted to prove those people, I'm like, tattoos can look amazing, So my tattoo artist said, you get what you deserve, and I asked him what that meant, and he said, well, with technology, you just Google the best tattoo artists in the area and you can figure it out. And he's right. It's not that hard to figure out who's the best around, and you gotta wait. I think people are impatient too. I want it done like last week. It's like, dude, just wait. Like, if you're on a waiting list, that's usually a good sign. You don't want to get a tattoo like the day of and just, I had a couple drinks and let's throw this on me now. Like, bad idea. Just don't do that. So that's why I got them. And being in a band, still currently play music. It's like on that lifestyle. It's very prevalent. So you see people with tattoos all the time. And nowadays it's more the norm. So it's just becoming more and more just kind of standard what you see. So, which is cool because the tattoo work is getting better and better. Bro, why'd you get your first tattoo?
Well, let me tell you real quick.
Just edit that out.
What? It was just one of those things that I was really drawn to. Were tattoos and how incredible they potentially can look. And I definitely, being in the military was something, it's part of the culture. But just taking an idea that you have something that's meaningful to you and being able to put it on your body and doing it correctly and having someone talented do it, it's there forever. Just putting something on your body that really means something to you, that you can, that tells a story and it makes you who you are.
So basically, it was one of those things for me where, like, the fitness world and in tattoos are super intricate, but the design work, especially with clothing, they weren't translating the awesome work of tattoos into clothes, right? So there's a couple brands that are doing that, like really good streetwear brands. That's why I was always into streetwear. I really like that lifestyle, that culture, not just like the staple stuff you buy like a massive department store. I kind of like the more independent, like unique stuff that not every kid has the same shirt, So for me, that's what got me into streetwear. And then it's even worse in the fitness world. So when you looked at that and being involved in fitness and going to these conventions, I'm like, dude, there's no clothes. Because it's more supplement based, and now it's starting to gear more towards clothing and apparel. But trying to make the streetwear aspect combined with that, it's pretty limited, So something that's like just looks cool, like you wear it and there's not like a limit on how to wear it or when to wear it.
Wait, is this for real now?
This is for real.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
okay, alright. Well, right out of high school, I didn't go the traditional route of going to college, like most people do. I went directly into the military, and one of those things where it's just extremely mentally, physically demanding, exhausting, and got really into fitness while I was in the military. The military culture is tattoos, fitness, weight training, all of that. And so that's how I really got my jump into the fitness world, I guess you could say. And really extremely passionate about tattoos. I'd spend my weekends that I had off at my brother's house. And I walked into his house one day and he was wearing one of the first designs of Iron and Fitness, and I was like, oh, I like that. Finally, when I got out, I was at home and I wanted to buy some more clothes, so I went on the computer to order some more clothes, and I noticed that it was based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, kind of a fortuitous thing, I guess you could say, kind of strange. And then a little time went on, and my family started up a nonprofit organization, and we were having our launch party, and we really wanted to do something to give away at the launch party, and I thought, t-shirts would be a good idea. So I contacted Jeff, seeing if he wanted to do a collaboration on the shirt for our launch party, and we sat down, had a business meeting, talked everything out, and then kind of from there noticed that we're pretty like-minded people. We just got along really well, and started helping out, with whatever was needed, and started building that friendship and that business relationship, and one thing led to another, and now we're here today.
I think that the hardest part is kind of the risk reward aspect. So it's one of the things where you have to go with the idea of like it's 100% on you. So it's scary, but then that's like also the reward, right? So you're kind of like, okay, if this is flopping, it's because of me. So then I gotta pick it up and make shit happen. So I feel that it's interesting how it's like such a positive and such a negative, but then as you start seeing little goals being accomplished and success happening, you're like, all right, I made the right choice. And I just feel that I get why people don't do it. I really see that now. Especially I've been in business now with this brand for 2 years, roughly, give or take. But it's just like a lot of kick you back down 20 notches where you're trying to move just baby steps forward. And I can see why 90% of people are like, hell no, I wouldn't do that. I want that steady paycheck. Kind of makes me sleep better at night, but I don't know. It keeps me motivated every day. That's what keeps me moving towards. There's always something you can do, which I like, and that's what keeps me motivated about growing the brand. It's pretty cool because everything kind of really naturally, organically evolved together. I've been a trainer, since high school, played lacrosse, started the lacrosse team at my high school. Always involved in the sport. That's when I got into fitness, the weightlifting side of stuff. I got a degree in kinesiology and business. So became a personal trainer right out of college, did that full time, and was always, for some reason, big into, it's not a huge thing with a lot of guys, but I was big into clothes, streetwear, play in a band, play drums in a band, so like the punk rock scene, I grew up on that. So, with the music aspect, going to shows and seeing tattoos and seeing merchandise of bands, and a lot of it you're like, dude, some of this stuff just sucks. I wish there was better stuff and I'd buy a lot more, so the apparel side was kind of lacking. So combining both those lifestyles together, the fitness aspect, the music, streetwear culture, all combined was kind of what evolved Iron Name Fitness. There is no typical day, so it's not like a 9 to 5, so there's no card that you punch. People have asked me that, what do you do? Well, it's kind of on you. Orders need to be fulfilled. Even though you're a small company, people in their mind think you're Amazon Prime or Amazon, you know what I mean? And so I get excited when I order stuff, so it's the sooner it shows up, the better. Going to the screen print shop and picking out of all the millions of colors, what type of mint blue do you want on this part of the shirt? How does the design work here? You know what I mean? All those kind of things. So, but I love that. It's seeing the starting point to where it finishes, and that process of knowing, holy crap, some dude in South Africa or Australia and England went online and bought some clothing. You know what I mean? So to me, that's where it constantly keeps the excitement rolling and coming up with new stuff, and people are digging it, and that's, I guess, a typical day. So there is no typical day, it's all over the board.